So today, a brand new preview for Minecraft Bedrock finally came out. It is 1.19.60.25. Now, as always, the changelog will be in the description, so you can read everything detail for detail. But for the time being, let's get right into the showcase. We're going to begin with the known issues. Players cannot stack split items while using gamepads or mouse and keyboard, and they hope to resolve it real soon. Then we have gameplay experimental features. Camels no longer get pulled into routable entities. Now this is the first major change, because usually whenever it comes to a Minecraft mob, they're expected to ride in boats, or maybe minecarts. But however, for the camel's case, since they are so big, they're not going to have that same ability. So if I were to place on a camel, as you can see, he just stands on the boat, and he's not going to get into it. So if you want to bring your camels across the ocean, well, I'm sorry, but your dreams are probably crushed now. We cannot place mob heads on top of no blocks without sneaking. So we got ourselves a piglin head, and I no longer need to crouch to place it down. Then we have general experimental features. They added constant errors for the condition that custom blocks with permutations or properties fail to load in non-experimental worlds for JSON formats 1.19.60 and onwards. Then next up we have touch controls. The correct dismount tip now shows if you're not using the classic touch controls. Then we have features and bug fixes for blocks. Crimson and Warp block sets now have unique sets of sounds. Next up is commands. They fixed a potential crash when teleporting players to other dimensions using commands. The next up is commands parity. Running the execute if or unless score on the player that doesn't have a score set will now return as false. And /execute if or unless score no longer accepts selectors that can return multiple entities. For example, at E or at A. Then we have general features and bug fixes. Redstone dust will now emit sound when you place it on the ground. And then players will now respond correctly to speed changes using the Minecraft movement component while moving the mouse around. Next up is item bug fixes. They decided to remove the Ender Dragon and Wither Spawn eggs from the creative inventory. But however, if you're using commands, then you can still obtain them. But they also made it to where you can now pick the Iron Golem, Snow Golems, Withers, and Ender Dragon spawn eggs. And now we're on to the mob bug fixes. Piglins can once again spawn at light levels above 7. The evokers can now sit properly in vehicles, such as boats, rafts, or minecarts. They updated the particle documentation with descriptions of new materials and included example particles. Performance and stability bug fixes. They fixed the potential crash when using instant despawn components. They fixed the potential crash when loading actors. Then for players on touch controls, these are for you. They resolved an issue that pressing the inventory button would interact with the world instead of opening the inventory on some devices. They fixed an issue that players couldn't scroll pages when one row was off screen. They added several levels of intervals for repeat crafting when holding on the crafted items. They removed the camera movement delay when the player swiped from the attack in build buttons in crosshair mode. The touch focus circle has been reactivated with the new touch controls, not in crosshair mode. Then for user interface bug fixes, toast notifications cannot be swiped away on touch devices in-game. The touch control settings section is no longer visible on Xbox. Then we have vanilla parity. They made changes to various block map colors to match Java Edition. They changed the frog spawn map color to match the Java Edition. They changed the bed block map colors to match Java Edition as well. The next up we have more changes for blocks. Doors, trapdoors, and fence gates now use the same opening and closing sounds as the Java Edition. They also updated the pressure plates to have different sound pitches based on their behavior to match Java Edition. And finally, they added a unique button click sound for wooden buttons to match the Java Edition. And that's basically it for everything in the 1.19.60.25 preview. Yet again, if you guys want to read everything for yourselves, then there will be a link in the description. But I would like to hear your thoughts down below in the comments on what you think of everything. And are you excited for the future previews? Because I definitely am. If you guys enjoyed today's video, then please consider leaving a like, subscribe if you're around here, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss an upload. But for now, I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.